If you're watching this video in the future, first of all, how cool are these sunglasses? Second of all, what companies should American tool users support? Should they support and use their hard-earned American money to support DeWalt, Flex, Makita, Skill, Cobalt, Milwaukee, and whatever they decide to choose, whatever someone decides to use, what is the rubric? What is the method for that? Is it, as the comment states, whatever I have batteries for? Someone commented. What's up, AJ? If you have those batteries, why did you select those batteries? What would be the method or the rubric for choosing which tool platform you want to land with? So if you guys are just tuning in, if you're watching this in the future, that's essentially what this video is going to be about. But I'm just hanging out at home. And I just saw a video from VCG Construction, and he was testing the Milwaukee versus DeWalt hydraulic impact, and he was just like, everybody knows he's a Milwaukee fanboy to the complete max, and I'm not trying to gossip or say anything about it. It's public information. You can watch his videos and tell. He's wearing a red shirt. I mean, dead giveaway. But he tests the Surge versus the DCF 870, and he's like, at the end, he's like, it pains me to say that DeWalt may have made a better tool than the Milwaukee. What's up, Banana? This is the channel's Christian Electrician. I talk about power tools. I talk about what it's like to be an electrician. And I do a lot of DIY stuff sometimes when I'm not working and I'm at home. But that's what this channel is. So, hope you all are having a great weekend so far. We had a local thing we go to, which is called Big Hat Days. That's where I got these sunglasses from. I got my son a pair as well, so they're kind of cool. I always found them kind of cringe to wear, but I thought it'd be cool to wear them on the live stream. But anyways, my point is, when you watch the Olympics, who do you guys support? If you're American, do you root for Brazil? Or do you root for Japan? Or do you root for China over your own country? How patriotic would that be? Now, the reason why I wanted to go live tonight is I wanted to talk about, for tradesmen all over. No, it's just a joke. I can care less about these sunglasses. I just wanted to put them on to be funny. That's not the point. That's not the point of the video. The point of the video is about, just listen for a little bit before commenting. You've commented like several times already. Just listen. All right. Peace out. All right, sorry about that, guys. What tool company should American tradesmen users support? The cheapest one, the one with the coolest colors? Um, no. They should support, one that is efficient, but most importantly, one that's going to get the job done, obviously. But another key factor, especially when things are marginally, when one tool company is marginally better than the other, they should choose the one that is an American company. That's the one they should choose. The one that's an American company. And when we talk about Makita, when we talk about Flex, Milwaukee, and DeWalt, there's only one of those companies that are American owned, and that's DeWalt. Oh, well, that's just Stanley Black & Decker. So what? They make an XR version. Some of their tools are better than like their high torques, their mid torques, are better. A lot of their circular saws are better. A lot of their carpentry tools are better. Their impact may not be the strongest, but it's got some cool safety features. Very practical, good lighting. Lasts a long time, doesn't burn up in a year. So, I've tried to be like, I don't know if diplomatic is the right word, but I've tried to be very like subtle with testing and all that kind of stuff. But man, if you're an American, you should support American companies. Some people don't care about supporting American companies. They're bought out. They're bought out, or they're just simply won by like, red, yellow, black, or blue. That'll be the choice of my power tool company. Why not? Which one's American owned and which one's not owned by America? Do I want to support American companies or do I want to support other companies? Or I don't care who I support, I just go by the best color. What kind of critical thinking is that? As an American, as a tradesman in America, I like to support American tool companies. That's why for my hand tools, as an electrician, I buy Klein. I buy Klein hand tools because they're American owned and they're super good. I don't buy Knipex because they're owned by a German company. And I don't care if their grips are slightly better on channel locks. I'm going to support an American company because I'm an American. And I hope that they innovate and grow. I'm not talking about using the worst American tools. These tool companies nowadays with innovation, they're marginally better in certain areas. Even with power tools, when we talk Milwaukee, when we talk Flex, Makita, DeWalt, a lot of the tools are marginal improvements. Whenever they come out with a new generation, it's just marginal. But something that upset me was listening to a video by VCG Construction, total Milwaukee guy. He's reviewing a DeWalt tool. He's got a red shirt on. And I don't know if he's just like supported by Milwaukee. But after the DeWalt completely destroyed the Milwaukee, he's like, it pains me to say that DeWalt made a better tool. But I'm just like, it pains you to say you're so sold out to the Chinese-owned company Milwaukee that it pains you to say that an American DeWalt company won? I'm just like, dude, are you serious? For example, if you're going to watch the Olympics and you're an American, are you going to go for another country to win? to beat your own country? No, you're going to go for your country. Some of these people, they just care all about themselves. They're so self-absorbed. And they don't really use critical thinking like when it comes to like purchases. They only care about, oh, what looks cool on them. Oh, red's a cool color. Blue's a cool color. Black's a cool color. Oh, I don't like yellow. I won't use DeWalt. Come on, man. I can't believe he said it pains him to say. Yeah, if you're from Brazil, buy, you know, support your country by buying things from Brazil. But I'm saying, as an American, from people from America, you should support American-owned companies. Like, you know why Walmart's so cheap? Because they go to other countries and third world countries, and they make jobs there. And then they ship everything back over and they sell them for cheaper. That's what a lot of these companies do. But for me, I choose to support American companies like Klein and DeWalt. No, critical thinking is, how do you want to spend your critical thinking? I already explained, as someone who's tested Flex, Milwaukee, and DeWalt. Look, this is what Colin just said. He said, yeah, tools are tools. See, here's his method. This is what Colin just said. Yeah, tools are tools. Welcome to globalism. So tools are tools. Welcome to globalism. Okay, that sentence doesn't make any point at all. This is my livelihood. Critical thinking wouldn't you only buying American made, it would be buying the best tool. So critical thinking can only be evoked upon buying the most efficient tool. So critical thinking, now applying that logic, it's about loyalty. I'm with my wife and married to her through the thick and thin of everything. I don't care if someone's better in this or better in that. My loyalty lies with my wife. My loyalty lies with the country that I live in. So it's not, tools are tools. It means nothing to me. Klein creates tens of thousands of American jobs. So I'm going to support Klein because I'm going to support my country. And DeWalt is an American company, so I'm going to support DeWalt. And when it comes to DeWalt, Milwaukee, and Flex, which I think are like the three best construction grade tools, the differences are marginal. It's not like, whoa, this one blows that one out of the water. They're so minimal that it's even if it is a little bit better in some areas, a lot of times DeWalt wins, a lot of times Flex wins, a lot of times Milwaukee wins. It depends on the tool. But what matters more, if you have millions of people that are at a certain career in America, would you want them to buy things that support America or buy things that support another country? I understand if you don't care about America at all, it means nothing to you. Tools are tools. Tools mean nothing to you. But for me, I'm going to encourage people to support the country they live in. And because that matters to me. I care about my neighbors. I care about the economy. I want people to be able to afford houses. I want our country to do well. But if that doesn't matter to you, you don't care about the American economy, all you care about is what color looks good with your outfit or what looks good for you, that's your rubric. No, no. As far as I know, DeWalt, you just used an extreme, Colin. of DeWalt smoking crack. You're saying, should I be loyal to DeWalt? Now, if DeWalt was abusing their workers, first of all, um, using your logic, Milwaukee was sold to another country in 2005, China, and DeWalt has been here since the get-go. So my reasoning is supporting the American economy. What's your reasoning? I have no clue what you're talking about. So tariffs, let me explain tariffs, guys. So the tariffs are being put in place for companies that are importing and exporting goods. So they're like, for example, Walmart, I've used this so many times. If they have a bunch of factories in China and they're going to get the materials from China shipped back to America, so what did they do? They took thousands and thousands and thousands of jobs and put them in a third world country so they can pay them dirt cheap. And then they want to get the product back into America. Or they buy that product from China to bring it into America. They have to carry the cost of that burden on the company. But guess what the scanless company does? The scanless company that's only self-absorbed and cares about money, they're going to pass that money on to the consumer, which is America. So the company that was never for supporting America by creating jobs only in another country, they're being decentivized and having to pay money. And what does that loving company do that exports all their jobs? They pass it on to the consumer in America. Oh, but everything that's going on, all the tariffs are going to be imposed on American people. It's being imposed on American people because the business people who are scandalous in the first place, they're the ones causing the issues. The point of this whole thing is to incentivize American companies who are loyal to the American people to create jobs locally. See, I would want to create jobs locally to help people over here. Even in the Bible, what did Jesus say? What did Jesus say to go make disciples? What did he say, guys? Did he say, forsake your own and go to another country? He never said that. He said to Judea, Samaria, which is the neighboring country, and then to the ends of the earth. So you make sure your own is doing good first, then the surrounding people, then to the ends of the earth. You don't just go from forsake your own and then go to elsewhere. No. I want the whole world to do well. But first it starts with my own country. So what do you guys think about that? Let me hear it in the comments. Should we pick our tool companies? Should Americans pick their tool companies based on color? What is the rubric? What should American tradesmen pick as their favorite tool company? Their favorite color? The most efficient tool? The one that's Chinese owned, Japan owned, German owned, American owned? Who do you want to support? How do you compete with that? You compete with that by I see all these people on farmer. I just came from like a farmer's market type thing. And this is what they were doing. It was called Big Hats Day. It was in Clovis, California. And they sell these sunglasses, big hats, Big old fair type of thing. Like a mile long. You just walk it. And a bunch of those companies are American owned. And yeah, they sell stuff a little bit pricey. Whoa, that's how much you want for a t-shirt? Two t-shirts for 50 bucks? Whoa, okay. But you know what? They're Christian owned. Then you talk to them for a little bit. You buy 4 shirts, get some stickers. You're like, you're an American Christian owned company. I'm going to support you. May God bless your company. Guess what they did? Gave me a huge discount. Gave it to me wholesale. Yeah. So how do you compete? It's loyalty is never, loyalty is never, um, I don't care if someone's cheaper. It's about being loyal. And I'm married to my wife for life. Come on, guys, keep it clean or you're gonna have to balance. But Klein has some good channel locks. Klein has great American tools. They create tens of thousands of jobs, factory jobs for American people. That's my reasoning. I'm an electrician. I use Klein hand tools. They are phenomenal hand tools. I use Klein products. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Here's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes the companies have to compete by, yeah, I'm a full-blown Christian, unashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ, 100%, till the day I die. Um, Colin, you said, but I was saying that Klein has China-made stuff too. There's a difference between China-made and China-owned. That's the difference. China-made and China-owned. Milwaukee's China-owned. DeWalt sometimes makes China-made manufacturing, Mexico-made manufacturing. Like some people are like, how do you compete with pennies on the dollar versus dollars to make manufacturing? Yeah, well, there's still some cost for shipping costs. You got to ship, right? And that's what those companies are doing, the tariffs. The companies that export, that's why they're being tariffed because they're going to other countries to get the goods and bringing it back. They're trying to find loopholes to make it cheaper. They're taking all the jobs and putting them in other countries to make it cheaper. They're going to third world countries and making jobs, button factories. And then they're bringing the goods back. They're being, in order for them to bring that stuff over there, they're getting that tax, that tariff. What's going on is they're trying to incentivize American companies to be loyal, to be local and loyal, to create jobs. So, we need to make jobs locally. Jobs need to be made local. American people should be loyal to the American economy. No one, it's like nobody cares, man. Look, I'm white, I'm Filipino, I'm Mexican, and my dad's half white, half Filipino, my mom's half white, half Latino, Hispanic, she's like a quarter Latino, quarter Hispanic. And guys, I'm down the middle. I'm mixed. That's why I tan like this. Know what I'm saying? No, I'm just playing around. But the point is, man, we need to unite and be there for one another. There's one race. There's one race, the human race, man. And as an American, to my all my fellow Americans first, because I care about the rest of the world. But come on, let me hear an amen in the chat. Like the video. If you think Americans should be there for other Americans, American companies supporting, making American jobs, let me hear it in the chat, man. Let me hear an amen. Come on, I know there's people out there. I know there's people out there like me that care about America. I know there's people out there that want to see their neighbor do good, that want their economy to do good, that wants inflation to go down. Come on, I see the amens in the chat. And how can we do our part? Man, instead of buying that thing cheaper over there in another country or something, hey, support an American-owned business. Your friend that just started his catering business, your friend who just started her babysitting business or her t-shirt making business, man, support them, man. Encourage them. There's a difference between made in like China or owned by China. What's up, Edgar? Thank you, man. Bless you, brother. What's up, Curtis? People will go work. You got to be willing to work, man. Hey, I'm not scared, man. I started working blue collar. I remember making like some of you guys are older than me. You were making like $5 an hour, $4 an hour. I started around like $7, $8 an hour, working hardcore construction, doing the worst jobs, being a grunt. And I worked my way all the way up, man. Truth Seeker said $3.75. What's up, Kansas? Man, don't buy Temu. That Temu stuff ain't good. What you want to do is you want to support American companies, man. And who do I get for my hand tools? I use Klein, man. Some Russian guy said, hello, do you unsweeten on questions? Unswerving on questions? Oh, you're just joking, bro. That was pretty funny, BM. So, if you guys are just tuning in, why am I going live on a Saturday night? Well, the reason is I was watching a video and it was about comparing a Milwaukee tool versus a DeWalt tool. I'm just kicking back on the couch. I was supposed to work today, but I got the day off, so I'm just chilling. And I hope you guys are having a blessed weekend. The sheds, I'm gonna do them tomorrow. Sunday. I'll go live at some point tomorrow. Give you guys an update on my little DIY project. Sometimes I work 6 days a week, but minimum 5. Some months we work 6 days a week. But anyways, what's up, everybody? If you're just tuning in, my name's Christian Electrician. That's the channel here. Yes, I'm a Christian. Yes, I love Jesus Christ. Non-denominational. But I test out Flex Milwaukee and DeWalt, tradesman power tools. And man, through my testing, spending thousands and thousands of dollars, guys. Nobody paid for me. Seriously. Nobody paid me. But I spent my own hard-earned money, thousands and thousands of dollars. Thousands and thousands of dollars, guys, testing out Flex Milwaukee and DeWalt. You know what the differences were in the power tools? Marginal. Now, some of them did better. Milwaukee did make a better reciprocating saw. DeWalt did make better impact wrenches. Flex did make better some power tools, but the differences were almost marginal. They was just slightly better in a lot of areas, and they varied. But when it comes to the innovation and the power tools nowadays, it comes down to what do you want to support? And if you're an American, do you want to support an American company, or do you want to support a Japanese company or a Chinese company? Now, Americans can support other countries 100%. Just make sure you support your own country first. Make sure you're supporting your own country first. And you guys know I'm a Christian. I'm always going to go to the Bible for my reasoning. And Jesus said, make disciples where? In Judea, in Samaria, and to all the ends of the earth. So we want to care for everyone in the whole world, but you got to start where you're from. You got to start where you're from. Yeah, I want China to do well. I want Japan to do well. I want all these other countries to do well. But I want my own country to do well first because I live here. You got to start with your own family first. You got to start with your own neighborhood first. You got to start with, then you start moving out to other places. You can't just jump over to somewhere else and start new and run away from your problems. You got to start with who you are. You got to deal with who you are. You got to work that out first. Then you got to focus on then you got to pay attention. Man, I've been neglecting my family. I got to focus on my family. Then, okay, wow. Oh, I've been neglecting this problem in my neighborhood. How do I fix this problem in my neighborhood? Whatever you feel driven by God to do. I'm giving you a perspective for me, Christian electrician. Now, I didn't say support any American company. Make sure they're going to last tools that last. I'm not saying to go get some Brush Bauer. I'm not saying to go buy all Harbor Freight. I don't even know if Bauer's American. It might be. I'm pretty sure it is. Where's my boy Patchy at? But man, we gotta support the American economy. We want egg prices to go down. We want all this stuff to go down. We gotta support American companies. All those tariffs and stuff, all those tariffs are because of those people. Oh, here we go with Juan. What's up, Juan? The Russian guy said, as a Christian, I know that hypocrites were the worst persons in Bible. I'm an undercover Bauer guy, Kansas. Can I take the mask off? What? This is me. I got these sunglasses at the Big Hats Day. We went to a little fair thing today. I show my regular face all the time. Maybe I'll switch it up a little bit. I'll keep these sunglasses on for a little while. Oh, my bad. What's your ethnicity? What's your name? Come on, dingus. Don't be a dingus. That's your last warning. Ukrainian? Thanks, Juan. The mods don't play, guys. No, I'm not. I'm half white, which means I'm like 8 things from Europe, quarter Hispanic Latino, and a quarter Filipino. Joe Cooper, you keep saying that they're gonna ban you, dude. I wouldn't say that. Don't go to people's channels saying that. Is Bauer China based? Okay. What about Hercules? Hercules and Warrior. Are they China based too? Soy Boy. Who you calling Soy Boy? Who you calling Soy Boy, dude? God bless you, man. I think that guy's trying to cuss at me. Kansas, do you see that? Some guy's trying to cuss me out. But he's saying funky. What's going on? What's going on with everyone? Is some people having a bad Saturday? 85% soy? Okay. Well, at least you didn't call me 100% soy. What's up, Budsville? Snap into a Bible? Let's go. Joe, we're going to get Joe. Welcome, bro. Just chill, bro. Chill. Okay, Hercules is US based out of Ohio. Okay, thanks, Alex. Thanks for telling us that. Hey, you know what? Hercules does makes for a very affordable impact. Dude, they sell like some pretty affordable tools. I think Hercules is like Harbor Freight's flagship. And you know what? For the price, now I don't use Hercules, but now that I know they're an American company, I kind of want to buy some and test them. I kind of want to buy some Hercules tools and test them, you know? But they're a Harbor Freight brand. You know what I mean? They're not a Home Depot brand. But there's some videos out there. There's a guy who's really for Hercules. What's his name? He's a YouTube guy. He tests Hercules tools. I forgot his name. Tell him, Juan. Who owns Festool? Yeah, JP. All power tools have Chinese components. That's not 100% true. There could be other factories elsewhere, but the point of what you're saying is there's components made from all over the earth. But there's a difference between made somewhere or owned by somewhere. So sometimes companies, in order to compete and stay alive, especially these multi-million dollar companies, dang near billion-dollar companies, and in order to compete, they have to use same tactics and they have to offset their costs and be competitive by making the tools overseas. But there's a difference between a company like owned by China that make the tools there and sell them in America, or an American company that makes the tools in China and then ships them over here. There's a difference between owned by or made by. So there's a different. Imagine this. Imagine your sister moved to China and opened a factory and made clothes there. That factory would be owned it would be if she was making stuff in China, right? But she's from America. and then she's shipping it to you. There's a little bit more context of that's your American sister working there, shipping it over here. Whereas TTI is owned by a Chinese company. They make the tools and they sell them to Americans. I'm just saying, why can't we as Americans buy and support American factory jobs, American companies? Why do we not care about our own country? Yeah, DeWalt isn't red. Yeah, that's why I'm a DeWalt. That's why I'm a DeWalt user. Good night, AJ. Yeah, but there's a difference between being made somewhere and being owned by somewhere. Not all Klein tools are made in China. That's not true. There's tens of thousands of factory jobs owned from Klein. You're saying Klein makes 100% of its tools in China. That's not a true statement at all. 100% untrue. For sure, AJ. I'll give an update on the sheds tomorrow. Yep. I'll go live again tomorrow. There, Alex got it 100%. Alex said, the real aspect here is, are we putting money into our own economy or are we lining another country's pocket? Boom. He's got the thesis of the whole point. Well, that's kind of that's really well put and perhaps a main point. But my main point is I was motivated and convicted when I heard another YouTuber of VCG Construction reviewing a Milwaukee and a DeWalt tool, and I made a short on it. You guys will have to just watch it. It's probably like 20 seconds long. But he's like, it pains me to say DeWalt may have made a better tool. The DCF 870 versus the Milwaukee Surge. Everybody on here knows that the DeWalt 870 destroys the Milwaukee Surge because it's there's like almost a 10-year difference. It's about like 8-year difference on the tool. We all know that. But it pains him to say an American company beat a Chinese company and he's an American. That's what compelled me to go live. To talk about, should we support American companies or not? Do we watch the Olympics and hope another country beats our country? For real? I just don't understand. I'm like, because you like red and not yellow, bro? The tool company you support is based only on color? That's all you care about? Is if it's yellow, red, or black, or what? And from testing thousands of dollars of tools, Flex, Milwaukee, and DeWalt, thousands of dollars that I paid for myself, I own all my tools. All my tools are in my garage. Thousands of dollars I tested. You know what the difference was? Marginal, small differences. That's all the differences were. Super small. And so then it comes to a point, okay, what should I really be supporting then? How about American companies? DeWalt for power tools, XR because I'm a construction guy, so I need the extreme runtime. Or should I support another company? And with the differences being so slim, I'm going to support an American company. And also with hand tools, who should I support? Should I support Knipex because they have a nice design on their grips on channel locks? No, the American made ones from Klein they are sufficient and they have multiple different types, so I'm gonna support the American company. I'm gonna support Klein. So, man, I'm not like you guys don't ever really see me on here being super patriotic and saying America this, America that, like, but it's kind of like we see inflation, we see like all these prices sky high. Man, let's do a little bit better by supporting America. Yeah, the ego brand, yeah. That's what I did. I found out, well, Flex is owned by Chevron, and that's Chevron's best power tool, construction grade tool brand, but they're owned by China and Milwaukee as well. Milwaukee is the best of the TTI, which, like, I don't want to get too technical, but essentially they kind of own, like, what is it? Hart, Ryobi, Rigid, and Milwaukee, and Milwaukee's the best construction grade tool. So that's why I tested Milwaukee. But um with the test results being so minimal, am I going to support two China companies or am I going to support an American company? I can go to the job site tomorrow, all Milwaukee. I can literally go to the job site tomorrow, all Flex. I got an impact, hammer drill, multi-tool, um, reciprocating saw, impact wrenches, mid and high torque of both Flex Milwaukee and DeWalt. I can go get the job done tomorrow. Or sorry, Monday. I'm off tomorrow. But man, what matters most to me? The color or the reason why we want the colors to match and stuff is because, like, we want people to know. And man, I would rather just support an American company. You guys feel me, man? You guys like supporting American companies? Let me hear some amens in the chat if you like supporting American companies. Come on, Kansas, America. Kansas said tools aren't a fashion statement, man. Let's go, Greg. Got a man from Greg. Alex, America. Let's go. Budsville, America. Let's go. Right on. Come on, if we live in America, we got to support America. Wearing the DeWalt with the low tops. Skill made in China. Well, Skill's owned by China. Skill's a DIY prosumer brand owned by Chevron. Chevron's owned by China. Yeah, but I mean, DeWalt has a 3-year warranty. Ford and Chevy, what do they have? Like 3-year on their powertrain or something? The next truck I'm going to get is going to be a Ford or a Chevy. I like Chevys a little bit more, but I'm not opposed to a Ford. Kansas. That April Fool's joke about all the battery platforms. Yeah, but one, you said Americans have chosen China, Christian. We are all responsible. But I'm not gonna dwell in defeat. I'm gonna march forward and I'm gonna do what's right. And I'm gonna support American companies. Will you make the same choice? Come on. Thanks, Red. Yeah, we were born into the problem. We were all born into the problem. Or we came, when we started living here in America. I was born here, but when we come here or people come here, we see just the culture. Greg said I like DeWalt, but my dad uses Milwaukee boomers. What you gonna do? Well, Milwaukee got sold to China in 2005. See, like most people, look, guys, check it out. Most Milwaukee users that I meet on in the field, you know what? You know why they tell me they like Milwaukee? Because they like the color red. And I go, do you know Milwaukee's a China-owned company? And they have no clue. They just go, red or yellow? Will I buy red or yellow? Or they don't know. They're an apprentice. They buy the worst. What kind of tools are you gonna buy when you're apprentice? You're gonna buy the cheapest tools, right? They go buy the cheapest DeWalt impact driver, something brushed or something that's generations old. Then they bring that to the job site, and then the journeyman with the best Milwaukee tool is gonna go, that DeWalt's garbage. You need to buy Milwaukee. You know, a lot of union companies use Milwaukee as well. So there's all that in the mix as well. All the politics behind that. But if Milwaukee and DeWalt are so close in performance, but I told you one was owned by China and one was owned by America, and they're razor close in innovation and um innovation. Because think about it. Who makes the better hydraulic driver? What about that new innovated cutoff wheel? Who makes the stronger one? They may not be the first to make it, but when they do make it, it lasts longer. As an electrician, the $2,000 knockout set. Milwaukee only makes one a right angle. DeWalt makes one that's 180 degree. The Milwaukee's a fixed right angle one, but the DeWalt one can pivot all the way up to 180 degrees. So you can get it at a bunch of different angles and you can knock out your panel and get your conduit in. So like they may not be the first to innovate in some areas, but when they do, it pretty much helps. So if the differences are so slim, who would you support? America or China? I'm American. I'm gonna support America. Who would you support if your brother was in a track meet? Would you support the other team or would you support your brother? If you're watching the Olympics, are you going to support America or are you going to support another country? I understand if you have dual citizenship or something, like you love both. But if you're from here, come on. Yeah, Frank, you're right. Greenlee. That's what I use. I use a Greenlee. I use a Greenlee. You know why? Because it's cheaper. But it's American. I'm pretty sure Greenlee's American. Yeah, but here's the thing though. There's made in China and then there's owned it by China. There's a difference. Made in China, owned by China. Hey, but you know they're gonna last for a long time though, Juan. Those snap-on tools. Yeah, DeWalt has a factory in Mexico. They used to make a lot of their tools with global materials, but they would make them in the US. They would just get global materials. It doesn't matter. Milwaukee makes them in other countries and ships them here, but they're owned by China. So that's my rubric. I'm sharing with you guys my rubric for buying tools. As an American, I like to support American companies, but I'm not bringing Hercules to the job site, even though it's American owned. Isn't Bosch? Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but isn't Bosch owned by Germany? Rocket with Bauer? Yeah, Bosch is like one of the most biggest used tools. They make the most money. Bosch is everywhere. But I'm a rock with Stanley Black and Decker. I'm gonna use DeWalt. I'm gonna use their XR Extreme Runtime construction grade tools. And I'm okay with black and yellow. And this is coming from someone who spent thousands of dollars, guys, on Milwaukee DeWalt. Let me show you guys something. That way, if you're new here, you're like, what is this guy talking about? Why does he hate Milwaukee and DeWalt? Or Milwaukee and Flex. Now, forgive me, my garage is real dirty. It's real messy. I gotta clean it up. But look, I got a bunch of, I mean, I got high torque impact wrenches. I got hammer drills, Flex, Milwaukee, DeWalt. Look at all this. I got reciprocating saws, Flex, Milwaukee, DeWalt. I got multi-tools. I got the best impact wrenches of Milwaukee, Flex, and DeWalt. High torque, mid torque, impact drivers. Even like little multi cutoff, or I mean, little cutoff wheels. I got some M12 stuff. I got the best batteries of Flex, Milwaukee, and DeWalt. This isn't just coming from a biased perspective. I've spent thousands of dollars on these tools. And I've tested them. And what's my reasoning as an American electrician? I'm going to support America, even though I got Milwaukee FLEX and DeWalt. I'm going to support America, and that's DeWalt. I'm going to support America, and for my hand tools, I'm going to use Klein. That's America. Come on. If you love America, let me hear it in the chat. I'm not talking about, you know, some radical nationalism or anything. But come on. You gotta support your own country, right? See here. Amazon package. I'm on YouTube. Oh, I heard you. That was cool. What's up? You guys you wanna say hi? No. You shy? Say what's up, everybody.
What's up?
Isn't my wife beautiful, guys? She's shy. What's up? You guys say what's up to Seth. What's up, Seth?
What's up?
Milwaukee and Flex look cool, huh? Don't they? And some of their tools are powerful, huh? But you know why your dad likes DeWalt? Because it's American owned. Do they look the coolest sometimes? No, huh? No, huh? But they pretty much all perform the same. There's a little bit differences here and there, so that's why I support. Heck no, bro, I can't afford no Oakleys. These are some knockoffs. We got these at Big Hat Days. Clovis Big Hat Days. Thanks, World Smack. Kansas says, Seth, man.
They also got these Crocs charms.
Oh, he got charms galore, guys.
Here,
hold on, we can't show him the Honda. We can't we can't show him the Honda charm.
How come?
Some anime characters. Where's the Vegeta fans at? Come on.
I'll just block it.
Is there one Vegeta fan, or are you guys Goku fans? Vegeta fan or Goku fan?
Anyways.
Mario. Cheap charms. They were like 10 for 10. 10 for 10, and then some other place had like 6 for 10 or something. JP said Piccolo. Same voice actor as Vegeta. Can I play a song?
Yes.
Final Flash. Let's go, Adam. Adam knows. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to sound nerdy, but I used to watch Dragon Ball Z when I was a kid.
Garlic.
How's Seth Rooms doing? He's saying that for the shed. For the shed. He said that's gonna be your room. You like that idea, huh? No? Toonami? Yep. I used to watch it on Telemundo. Because I didn't have cable. Jacob, I can't play any music on here. They'll flag my video. Oh, right on, Truth Seeker. 16 by 36. Right on, True Seeker. I don't know. I don't know what brand these are. We just got these. They were kind of fun. They were fun glasses to wear there. Thanks for the like and the sub, Jacob. Appreciate you. Man, it's getting hot in here. It's hot in here. I'm turning the fan on. Huh? Okay. What's up, Jacob? Where you from, man?
Take that to here.
Well, Dave, you got to change your user profile. Dave said, I tried to avoid made in China, but it's like avoiding getting wet when going to the beach. Oh, sorry. I read that and automatically assumed Milwaukee. Hey, with some products being made in Mexico or perhaps Canada, at least we made it to the same continent, I guess. Small win, small win. Same continent. No, it's all about supporting companies that are going to make American jobs. The reason why these companies are being tariffed is because they're exporting jobs to other countries and they're trying to make it cheap over there, pennies on the dollar versus dollars. And they're being tariffed to bring it back. And guess what those shady companies do? They have to pay money to the government to bring that product into America. But guess what they do? Because they love America so much. That's what they do with the tariffs. They love America so much, they make the consumer pay for it. The same American company that buys the products or makes the jobs in other countries, they don't make the jobs in America. No, you know why? Because it's cheaper to do it elsewhere. That's horrible. That's horrible. But you know what? You know who's been doing that from like the beginning? Walmart. You want to know why Walmart's prices are so cheap? Because they export all those jobs and they buy all those things from the factories in China and they pay them pennies. Like you hear those things, the button factories in China, in third world countries. That's sad, dude. And then they sell it cheap. They're able to sell it cheap because they made it cheap. But sweatshops and all that kind of stuff, that's where that kind of stuff comes from. It's sad, man. I want to be for the companies that are American and give my American neighbors from other states or wherever they're from, as long as they're from America, that are promoting jobs for them. I want to support America. Because it starts here first, and then we can help other countries. So, yeah, I got my S-Wing that I use as a hammer. I think it's only a 16 ouncer too. Dave, that's funny. Truth be told, Walmart used to market themselves on Made in USA back in the 80s. Those days are long gone. Yep. Yeah. There's a difference though between made in and owned by. Is it owned by China or is it made in China? Right on, AW. See you later, Juan. Yeah, Milwaukee used to be American owned until they sold 20 years ago to TTI for like 656 million. Connor, you got ripped off? Oh no, I revealed my true identity. I'm no longer mysterious. No one's gonna watch anymore. What's up, AW? How's it going with the framing? You still using that rear handle 60 volt DeWalt circular saw? What's up, Carlos? Yeah, work ethic of young American citizens. Hey, I'll tell you something, man. And I say this as someone who's part Mexican. I'm a quarter Latino, Hispanic, guys. I'm a quarter Filipino, and I'm half white. I work with a lot of Mexicans because they're hardworking, especially in the trades. A lot of them they're perhaps their first, second generation, but they work hard here. I would say the workforce that I'm a part of, it's probably 90, 95, 96, 97, 98, about 95% Mexican. Those guys work hard, man. Yeah. No, seriously. I wish I knew Spanish already. I only know poquito español. No, I don't even know how to ski, John. Never even tried it. Come on, Sayer. If you're just starting, if you're just starting to work and all that kind of stuff as a youngster, you got to just work wherever you can. Come on, Sayer, you're Canadian. What you know about America, man? Si yo habla español, serio? I don't know. That sounds that sounds biased, Sayer. Truth Seeker says drive a truck, youngsters, big truck, big bucks. You're a Canadian with higher education. What kind of education you got? Because I used to be a high school dropout until I became a Christian. What kind of education you got, homie? What kind of education you got, homie? That's God right there. Let me hear about this education you got. Let me hear about this edumacation you got, man. My point is, if you're Canadian, or if you're from Mexico, if you live in Mexico, you live in America, you should support your country first, and then other countries. In Trobus, it's a 9:06. 9:06 p.m. That's a good thing, Sayer. Yep. Yeah, and for us Americans here, I'm encouraging Americans to support America first. And as my channel's Christian electrician, I'm talking to the trades guys to say, hey, we should buy American-owned tool companies. We should buy their products, which is DeWalt would be one, Klein. If you're a Harbor Freight guy, Hercules. Yeah, I would start with, so like for America, like our neighboring countries, I think America's tried to help like Mexico with to get rid because a third of the country in Mexico is owned by um who are they? What am I trying to say, guys? Who are they? Am I a mason? No, I'm an electrician. Or are you who are you asking, Truth Seeker? Are you asking Sayer? Who are the third of the people in Mexico owned by or that they control? Somebody help me out here. Not the mafia, but who are they called? I can't think right now. Oh, Truth Seeker? No, I'm an electrician. Cartels. Thanks, Dave. Cartels. Um, Mexico's basically governed by a, a third of the country is governed by the cartels. Now, govern may not be the right politically choice word, but you guys know what I'm saying. But they reject America's help. So I'm all for support America first, then support neighboring countries like Canada and Mexico because we're part of the same continent. That's who we should be helping next because we share borders. So we should support other countries that are close to ours and then to the rest of the world. Oh, China smacked Canada with the tariff? Cool peeps, Connor. No, that guy's done. I don't think he's ever making a comeback, Connor. He's too rich, man. No need for him to fight anymore. Well, the problem is the Mexican president is he's rejected um, help from America. He said he won't accept our help to fight off the cartel. But if they're killing people, they're walking around with guns. Um, that's why I haven't visited Mexico yet, because I'm not going to take my pregnant wife and my little son over there. If I have to worry about cartels showing up with guns and robbing us, and the police pulling us over and taking our money, that doesn't sound like a vacation to me. And I was going to do a missionary trip over there, but I was like, I'm not risking my family's life. I'm not going to risk my family's life for a cartel to attack my family. I don't think so. Thanks, James. God bless you too, brother. What's up, Glitch? Well, yeah, Dave. I'm talking about the original. The original president. He was a man, and then now they have some Israeli or some Jewish woman or something like that, who's the president in Mexico. Michael Weaver, faith in God, amen. Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. I just don't get how they don't want American help, but a lot of the people are coming to America to flee the cartels and seek asylum. But when America tries to help, they don't want America's help. So that puts that country in a very difficult spot, so it's just sad. It's just sad when a third of a country is owned or controlled by um, a terrorist organization like the cartel. It's just sad, man. No, I'm in California, John. Yep. Truth Seeker, yep. And I saw the play on words you did there, and yep, that's why I won't take my family there. Dude, GVH. No. I was born at night, but not last night. Buds. Thanks, Budsville. Come on, GVH. Stick around, maybe you'll learn something. There's a lot of smart people in this comment section that'll help you out. Oh, yeah, Dave? Yeah, he thought they weren't polarized, huh, Budsville? Yeah, JP. Those jokes are old. No, John. Nope. No, I got these today. We were at this thing called Clovis Hat Days or Clovis Big Hat Days. What's it called? Big Hat Days? Yeah, Big Hat Days, yeah. And it's like a kind of like a fair type thing. It's about a mile long. Oh man, no, I think there's tremendous mistakes made by the American country. I'm not here. I'm not here to knock any other country. What I'm saying tonight specifically is for American tradespeople to support America That's what I'm talking about. You were the one starting to talk about uh our country and that kind of stuff. So I was just kind of responding back. I did talk a little bit about tariffs and stuff, but that's to decentivize people exporting and importing goods. They should be making those things locally. They should be creating jobs locally, like Klein does. They create local factory jobs. So that's why I buy Klein. That's my rubric, though, for buying tools. That's what I'm thinking about when I'm looking at tools. I don't go, oh, what color looks the best? I go, who is this going to impact, you know? I may not have always thought about it that way, but am I going to go for the American sports team or am I going to go for another country sports team? I'm going to go for America. Smee, not you, says, who pays the tariffs? The American people pay the tariffs. You know why? Because the company, hold on, let's talk about this real quick. The tariffs are taxed on the companies that import goods. So the tax goes to the company who's already established a system of doing business overseas. Now, what does that company do that gets taxed? Their only MO is money. So they're going to pass that tax on to the consumer, the American consumer. Yes, it passes on to the consumer. Now, my thing is encourage American jobs to do things locally. Do you guys not think that the administration and all that kind of stuff, they don't understand what tariffs are? So here, let me break this down because there may be some people that don't know. Say there's two businesses. One business has everything local. They have a local business providing a local service or a local product that they make and they sell here. The other business makes their stuff overseas and then they bring it into the country. And they go to other countries and they use sweatshops and third world countries and they make everything cheaper, Walmart, and then they bring everything back here. When they bring all the goods back here, it's much cheaper and they're able to sell it cheaper. And that's just for their profit, to make them money. So when they're taxing these businesses that are doing these things where they're not creating jobs for the American economy, they're creating jobs for other countries to pay them pennies on the dollar. Third world country sweatshop. Just to make themselves rich. That's who's being penalized. That's why those tariffs are there. The tariffs are not for the American companies providing American jobs. And then people are asking, who's paying the tariff? Who's going to pay the tariff? The American consumer is. No, don't support those companies that are passing the tariff on to you. Go support another company. Maybe go support that American farmers market. You guys got farmers markets in your town? Go get some eggs from them. You know, if they want to pass their tax, they never cared about you in the first place. That's why they had all their jobs overseas. They put their jobs overseas to save money, and they're being taxed as a tariff. And then guess what they're doing? They're passing it on to you, and you're still going to support them? Not me. I'm not going to support them. No way. They never cared about me in the first place. So everyone's wondering, Oh, well, the tariff just makes the American consumer pay it. Yeah, if you want to support a company like that, you wonder why our country's trillions of dollars in debt. I'm not even trying to get all political, guys, but me as a Christian, as an American tradesman, electrician, I'm gonna support American companies. If you're yeah, $37 trillion. Yep, straight up. There you go, Sayer. Sayer said, support your nation's manufacturers is how you make your country more money and create internal competition that can bring prices down. Amen. Yep. What's up, Sarush? JP, you bet I can't bench 135. Who was here? Who was here when I hit that bench press? Tell him how much. Tell him how much I hit and how much I hit it. We were hyped. We were hyped up on a live in the past when I hit the bench press. I won't tell you how much I hit. I'll let somebody else. JP, I think you were here, JP. JP, weren't you there on the live? Come on, guys. That's too much on the bench press. I'm only 180 pounds, Budsville. 650 pounds? No way, dude. But I appreciate you though, Budsville. Truth Seeker said 245. Come on, who was here during my life? Remember we were waiting for that flex battery? We were waiting for the flex battery to charge to 6 or the 6 amp hour stacked lithium. Yeah, there you go. 315. I hit it for twice, remember? I got a YouTube short. You can watch my YouTube short. It's kind of old. It's probably like 20 videos behind. But I hit 315 for 2. Remember? Remember someone super chatted me? They wanted to see me hit 315. Where do you get fake weights? I got them in China, bro. Yeah, it was like 2 months ago. Seth, how much can I bench press? How many pounds?
350.
350?
Think.
The most I ever bench pressed was 345.
Oh.
345 pounds. But I'm in my 30s now. I don't really lift weights like that anymore. High rise tower, there you go. That's more impressive. Yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest bench presser. It's over. What, you wanna play that on there? Man, guys, it's Saturday. Isn't that cool? I'm happy it's Saturday. Man, these sunglasses are making me hot. They're like trapping heat in. I've never claimed to be the strongest guy, but for my weight, I think I had some impressive numbers. At about 5'10", I'm about 5'10", And at 175 pounds, I deadlifted 485 pounds. At 180 pounds, I squatted 405 pounds. And at 180 pounds, I bench pressed 345 pounds. And I'll tell you what, a lot of that was just to stay busy and working out.
Like the last time.
My son got some new Crocs, so he's got his Crocs on. Yeah, I've never taken any steroids or nothing. Flo? Hey, what is that movie Flo? Is that about that cat movie?
Yeah.
I seen that one, Sayer. Flo. Is that about the cat? The little cat?
Can you connect this? Can you connect this?
Oh, Truth Seeker, okay. You do calisthenics then. Yeah, The Cat in the Flood. Yeah, we watched it.
Was it really good?
Budsville, you lift 170 pounds every day.
Can you connect these?
What's up, Juan? Juan's back in business. What's up? You guys gonna come hang out with Juan? Juan and I on Bible study? Hey, where's everybody at on Bible study on Wednesday? Come read Romans with us, man. What's up, Don? Sayer said, did you like the movie? Flo? Did you like the movie?
1 out of 10 out of 10.
1 out of 10 out of 10?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a 10.
You gave it a 10?
Yeah.
Oh, he gave it a 10 out of 10.
Connect this.
Genesis is where it's at. Well, we're reading the book of Romans. Juan, should they come hang out with us, Juan? Come on, we do live Zoom calls. We even bring you guys on Zoom videos. What is that? Can I bring my Necronomicon to Bible study? What is that? Sayer said you're awesome. He said he said you're awesome.
Thanks. I'm not perfect.
But you're not perfect. Humble. There we go. Nice humble answer.
I can connect this. That one works better.
Is it connected with the HDMI? Hey guys, I'm probably gonna go live when I do some of the sheds. I want to make a pretty big dent, if not finish the shed build tomorrow. So I'll go live at some point, but I'll probably build some for a little bit first and then go live. But you guys have a good night. You guys have a good night, man. Like, share, subscribe.
Peace out.
Say peace out, homies.
Peace out, homies. Peace.
They're probably made in China, Dave. They're probably made in China. Which goes against my whole argument for the video. Come hang out with us tomorrow. Make sure you guys go to church. Come on, man. Go find a local church to go to. And then come hang out with us on Wednesday nights for Bible study. Unless your local church has a Bible study, then go there. But if you want to come read the book of Romans with us, we're doing chapter 3 on Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Love you guys, man. Appreciate you all. Take care. God bless. Got a Bible verse to share?
For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, for it to not perish but have eternal life.
Okay, a little bit of a paraphrase there. John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him will not perish, but have everlasting life. Jesus loves you guys, man. I love you too. Take care. God bless.